OK, want to do one more quickie? Just your street, this one. Footballer Joe Barton has apologised for a sexist remark he made during his debut appearance on BBC One's Question Time. The Queen's Park Rangers midfielder, who of course originally came from Huyton, made the comment during a heated exchange with Louise Bors, who's a new UKIP MEP from this part of the country.
All you represent to me as UKIP is the best of a bad bunch. So if I'm somewhere and there was 4 really ugly girls, I'm thinking, well, she's not the worst, because that's all you are. That's all you are to us. That's all you are.
I have to say, the ignorance just espoused by this gentleman here. He basically fulfils the mission, doesn't he, that footballers' brains are in their feet.
Right, that's Louise Bors, and making the comment was Joey Barton. I watched it this morning to see.
I
cringed.
Didn't know whether to jump on the floor and scream.
The thing is, I know what he was trying to say.
I know what he was trying to say, but he just didn't know how
he really went down to grassroots to explain his theory and footballers and girls are something that really shouldn't be spoken about.
See, I thought he was rather good. Generally, if you take that out, I thought his comments were very good right the way through.
I think he was trying to make, the way people voted for Tony Blair. A lot of women, when he came up, voted because he was a pretty guy.
Yeah,
everyone was going, he's so nice looking. Because I was talking to people and I'd say to the woman, who are you voting for? I'm voting for Tony, but why are you voting? Well, because he's nice looking. And I think what he meant was the best of the bad, but the nice,
exactly what he
and you have to say Farage has got this personality that you do laugh. Somebody was in the paper yesterday, they said, and he was furious, and he said, who are you voting for? He said, I'm voting for UKIP. He said, why are you voting for UKIP? He went, because that fella's a funny guy. He went, you mean to say he said, do you understand? This is what people are like.
Since Mr. Barton went to play for Marseille last season, he seems to think he's this Philadelphia lawyer now. And, he's tweeting all highfalutin people and he really thinks... I expected him to come in last night and speak in this broken French that he started using when he started playing in France. And also, Pamela, I'll tell you, and any of your guests who come in, it's not as easy to be... I mean, we're not in front of cameras.
It isn't that easy.
It's not that easy. And he looked... I felt sorry for him because David Dimbleby... But he didn't use him till the very... He was the last person. And I don't know if you noticed at one point, he had to borrow the Scotch lady next to him. He had to borrow her water because he'd used his.
No, I didn't notice that.
No, he had to borrow her water. And I thought, Joey... You're going to be spitting concrete soon.
I don't know the guy at all.
I don't know the guy at all.
But I was actually quite impressed by him until he said that. And after he'd said it, I was still... In fact, he apologised very quickly.
He did.
I
just think the lady wanted his blood. That was it. And I actually...
She didn't impress me at all. She was just yelling.
I got the feeling that she took it personal.
Oh, I don't think he meant that at all.
No, and he didn't.
But Pam thought that she was one of the 4 bad, ugly ladies.
Oh, no.
It was the way she protested, and I was like, whoa.
I mean, if he'd done it the other way around, that Farage was one of the least ugly of the 4 ugly men.
Yes.
Then,
okay,
that would have been fine.
Yeah.
It would have been fine. But I think because he was speaking to a woman, that's why he said woman.
I don't know.
I'm trying to... Joey, wherever you are,
I think he'll survive this, because he apologised straight away. He's tweeted apologies.
I'm trying to help.
Silly man.
But, what footballers are like.
Well, I must admit, my impression, I know nothing about football, they're all thickos. But obviously they're not, because you're a footballer.
Well,
obviously.
Well, I am a thicko. But no,
he sat next to me.
I just think that he thought it was going to be easier last night than it was, and I felt sorry in the end for him, because David Dimbleby stretched him right out to the last person. And he went everyone down he went to everybody down the line.
And the audience,
yes. And then Joey his mouth must have been...
Yeah.
Everyone forgets, though, he made a valid point. He was
the fundamental point was totally reasonable.
And it just got
lost,
washed over because of the outcry and everything else.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I bet you the advent of Joey Barton being on there last night, I bet their ratings went up, because I text everybody to say Joey Barton's on
I heard
Question Time tonight.
Figures were tremendous,
and I think Mr. Barton is the guy.
He's owed some money by the BBC.
I think he could buy the BBC.
If you'd like to come for an audition tomorrow, if he's got a job.
Yeah, but, in the end, I think The proof of the pudding will be to see if he's invited back.
Oh, he will be, I'm sure. I'm sure he will. Will we see? Maybe not. If they can invite Nigel Farage back day after day after day, surely they can invite Joey Barton back.
Well,
he's a
if they get the ratings are up that
That's
much,
what matters.
he'll be on next week.
He's a personality.
Love to see you both anyhow. Pat Taylor, Norman Ellis, thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, Roger.